At the company's 10th anniversary celebration, my wife's personal assistant Kevin was in charge of the prize draw. When it came time for the grand prize, Kevin shamelessly drew his own name. My wife Alice asked what gift he wanted, and he pointed at the watch on my wrist. I firmly refused. Personal belongings shouldn't be given as prizes. But Kevin whined to Alice with puppy dog eyes. That's a limited edition watch. There's only one in existence. Alice gestured for me to hand it over. When I protested, she slapped me across the face. It's just a watch. Don't ruin the celebration, she snapped. I forced a smile and unclasped the timepiece. This watch had been Alice's wedding gift to me, something I'd treasured for years. Now I realized both the watch and its giver needed discarding. Enjoy your party. I've got contracts to review, I said through clenched teeth, walking out under dozens of prying eyes. Behind me, Alice's mocking laughter carried. What a petty man, clinging to some old trinket. Ms. Smith. Kevin feigned concern. Do you think John's angry with me? He wouldn't dare, came Alice's icy reply. Outside, I gulped cold air that did nothing to ease the boulder crushing my chest. 10 years I devoted to building her company from scratch, abandoning my own career to be her right-hand man. Now at 38, I was the office dinosaur too outdated for important projects. The subject of water cooler jokes about being a kept man. My friend Michael's voice crackled with excitement when I called. Jumping ship? We'll roll out the red carpet. You're wasted there. He'd soared to executive heights while I played nursemaid to Alice's startup. The pale band of skin on my wrist glared accusingly from the driver's seat. Alice had clasped that watch with tender promises on our wedding day vows that now rang hollow. She'd traded our decade of marriage for some 20-something's whim. The penthouse echoed when I returned. Alice's call came as I unbuttoned my shirt. Don't wait up, company dinner. Click. No mention of the afternoon's humiliation. Just the metallic aftertaste of her parting shot. I'll buy you another watch if you're that obsessed. She was right. The watch meant nothing now that I saw clearly. As steam curled from my instant noodles, a bitter smile twisted my lips. Tomorrow I'd call Michael. Tonight, I studied the divorce papers glowing on my laptop, their legalese far more comforting than any hollow jewelry. Alice worked relentlessly, often forgetting to eat. I went at great lengths to prepare delicious meals and remind her to dine properly. Yet she'd always dismiss it as too troublesome, claiming instant noodles sufficed. Our home remained perpetually stocked with ramen, though I never permitted her to eat it. Those instant meals inevitably ended up in my own stomach. During a company-wide overtime crunch when catering wasn't arranged, we distributed instant noodles to all staff. Alice's eyes blazed when she spotted the ramen on Kevin's desk. John, how could you feed our key employee this nutritional garbage? Before I could explain, she whisked Kevin off to a 5-star hotel buffet nearby. The ramen in my mouth turned to ash as I fought nausea. I dumped the entire bowl and cooked myself a lavish 4-course dinner with soup, vowing to prioritize my own nourishment. Alice returned close to midnight, half drunk and leaning on Kevin. She's had a bit much. John, Kevin said, transferring her wobbling form to me. Alice recoiled from my touch. Get off. Her whiskey-glazed eyes slid back to Kevin. Kev, let's have another round. Kevin's lips brushed her ear as he murmured. Patience. Ms. Smith. Tomorrow's another day. Alice shuddered, collapsing against him. That intimate gesture stabbed through me. I yanked her away. Leave. Now. As I guided Alice to bed, her signature jasmine perfume clouded my judgment. She responded drowsily to my kiss until recognition flashed in her eyes. Shoving me away, she snapped. What are you doing? I'm not feeling well. Before staggering to the bathroom, I sat numbly on rumpled sheets, desire extinguished by her frostiness. Since Kevin became her executive assistant, physical intimacy had vanished. Emerging shower damp and sobered, Alice eyed my untouched feast. How cozy, she sneered, spotting the forgotten takeout bag by the door. I bothered bringing leftovers, but clearly you've feasted like royalty. The crumpled plastic bag contained congealed shrimp and crab foods I'm deathly allergic to. My expression must have betrayed me, for she snapped. I went through the trouble, and this is your gratitude? Kevin loves seafood. Just toss it if you're too good for cold leftovers. The memory surfaced of that business dinner years ago, when accidental shrimp consumption ballooned my face and stopped my breathing. Alice had reamed out the client, then banned seafood from all my meals. Now she watched impassively as I dumped her thoughtless offering. Her loyalty clearly transferred elsewhere. She once loved me to the bone, but now I'm no longer the one who holds her heart. Alice ignored me completely, shutting the bedroom door to separate us. We survived the 7-year itch, only to stumble at the decade mark. Staring at the closed door, I sank into bitter reflection. Alice and I were college sweethearts who met at freshman orientation. Even back then, her brilliance shone through. While others wasted time gaming and shopping, she built an entire campus business empire through sheer entrepreneurial instinct. By graduation, when peers struggled to find entry-level jobs, she'd already incorporated her first company. I admired her drive, supporting quietly from the shadows until the night she confessed how hard it was for a woman to navigate corporate battles alone. Without hesitation, I quit my promising career to become her right-hand man. I wanted no fame or fortune, only to see her dreams realized. Now she's the celebrated CEO, while I've lost everything I valued. The next morning at the office, I mechanically headed to the break room. Outside the door, colleagues buzzed with gossip. Did you hear CEO Alice promised Kevin 10% equity yesterday? You think she's serious? Since when does MS Smith make empty promises? Kevin's her hand-picked executive assistant, special treatment guaranteed. Poor John. Decades of loyalty, and he gets nothing. My chest tightened with waves of pain, knuckles widening around my mug. The group scattered like startled birds when I entered, numbly reaching for the coffee carafe. I fumbled the scalding brew. Ceramic shattered across the floor. This couldn't be real. I stormed to the corner office, bursting through smoked glass doors to find Kevin massaging Alice's temples. Pressure okay, CEO? He murmured. Her flushed, girlish smile froze upon seeing me. Employee Handbook Section 3. 2 Unauthorized executive suite entry incurs penalty fines. Alice snapped. All softness gone. Bitter laughter choked me. I'd drafted those policies myself during our startup days. Since when does Kevin deserve stock options? My voice cracked. What's he actually contributed? Alice examined me like a misbehaving house cat. Who's been gossiping? John. Her smirk sharpened. But suppose it's true? My company. My decisions. Know your place. I stood paralyzed, gut punched. Through all the lean years, I'd never asked for equity. Love meant total sacrifice, or so I believed. Now facing IPO millions, she'd gift 10% to this nobody, while leaving me empty-handed. Kevin wrung his hands theatrically. CEO Alice, maybe we should reconsider? John seems upset. Don't be absurd. She patted his wrist. You make me feel 20 again. That's priceless. Her glacial stare returned to me. Jealousy doesn't become you. John, this empire was built on my blood, sweat, and genius. You're just another replaceable employee. At this age, you still don't focus on your career. Only office drama. Alice looked at me with disgust, as if I were something filthy. Get out. My ears rang as my mind went blank, suddenly deaf to all sounds. So in Alice's eyes, the company I'd poured my soul into meant nothing to me. Numbly walking out of the office, I felt like a truck had crushed my insides. Back at my desk, colleagues' pitying glances burned my skin. Michael's call came through. John, how's everything? I've got a position opening up here. Steadying my voice, I answered, I'll report in 3 days. His lifeline pulled me from drowning. I drafted my resignation letter and marched to HR. I'm resigning. Here's my notice. HR Director Laura frowned. You're quitting? Does Alice know? My level doesn't require CEO approval. But you're not just any employee. Her hand reached for the phone. Everyone knew I was Alice's husband, yet held zero authority, not even management tier. I stopped her. Process the paperwork. I'm done tomorrow. Under stunned stares, I swiftly packed my belongings. Exiting the building, I collided with Kevin carrying fruit. Where you headed? John. Oh. Alice insisted on giving me equity. Can't refuse. Right? She loves my bananas, says they're huge and sweet. He shook the grocery bag. Alice never ate fruit, claiming it made her fat. Rules could bend. Just never for me. Maybe she'll develop taste for shit now. I walked away. Home brought exhaustion. Mustering energy, I called my lawyer. This divorce would happen. The door slammed as Alice returned unexpectedly. John, really? Quitting over some shares? Her scolding washed over me, familiar as old wallpaper. Seeing my indifference, she switched tactics. Honey, I know you think Kevin got too much equity, but the company's ours. We're partners. I laughed bitterly. 5 years without a raise. Still making $5,000 a month, while Kevin earned $50,000 after months. Household bills. All mine. Her assets? A mystery. Put shares in my name. Alice, stop dangling carrots. Her eyes flashed. So that's your game. Resigning to extort me? Quit then. We don't need deadweight. I stared at the woman before me. This wild rose-eyed nurtured from bud to full bloom, now turning her thorns against me. Each stab drew fresh blood until exhaustion washed over me. All affection evaporated in an instant as something shattered deep within. Enough, I said calmly. Alice, let's get divorced. She laughed. John, you've learned new tricks. Threatening resignation didn't work. So now divorce threats? Fine. Whoever backs out is a coward. With that, Alice stormed off. Relief flooded me as I packed hastily, boarding the earliest flight to River City where Michael waited. Before takeoff, I emailed the divorce papers to Alice and powered off my phone. Michael stood at arrivals, crisp in his designer suit. John, you've aged more than I imagined. His vitality made my rumpled appearance seem even shabbier. Wealth clearly preserved youth better than time. Water under the bridge. Michael clapped my shoulder. Better days ahead. That evening at River City's finest restaurant, I tasted true relaxation for the first time in years. No need to accommodate dietary quirks, monitor moods, or walk on eggshells. We drank until midnight, laughter dissolving weeks of tension. Returning to Michael's guest house, I checked my phone. Kevin's social media feed exploded with beach photos, Alice in a bikini, their bodies nearly touching as waves crashed around them. Caption, endless days with my gorgeous CEO, by the ocean #blessed. Phuket's shoreline was unmistakable. I'd begged Alice for seaside getaways our entire marriage. Too busy. She'd always snapped. For our 5th anniversary, I'd secretly booked flights only to face her wrath. Never make plans without me. Now, as our divorce loomed, she vacationed with Kevin. I slept like the dead. At dawn, Michael drove me to his corporate headquarters. Effective immediately. John's our new technology director. Michael, I can't. Nonsense. He cut me off. John, who else won the National Tech Modeling Championship? Alice thought you just some unpolished technician. But she forgot. Core technology drives every company's survival. As Michael outlined their system's obsolescence, I realized my hidden advantage. Years studying cutting-edge developments during Alice's neglect, maxing out credit cards for elite coding courses. Finally, my time had come. After working with Michael until dusk, I wrapped up the day, discovering over a dozen missed calls from Alice when I checked my silenced phone. I returned her call. John, what's your game? Are you seriously divorcing me? Came her trademark abrasive tone. I shrugged. The papers are already with you. Sign them if there's no issue. Don't be childish. She scoffed after a pause. You think threatening divorce impresses me? Who'd want a washed-up middle-aged guy like you anyway? A humorless smile tugged at my lips. No need to concern yourself. Even now, Alice mistook this for some petty marital spat. At barely 30, she already saw me as retirement home material. Years of orbiting her world had deluded her into thinking I couldn't survive independently. Pathetic. Embracing single life felt like breathing fresh air. I splurged on new wardrobe essentials at the mall and joined a gym near my apartment. This rebirth demanded proper self-care. Michael's approving grin greeted me at the office next morning. A man peaks at 30 finally looking alive. He remarked, diving into projects. I identified systemic flaws within days. Our upgraded software versions boosted operational efficiency exponentially. Knew you had skills. Brother. Michael chuckled, clapping my shoulder. We'll need upgraded servers to handle these improvements. I cautioned. Current infrastructure can't support it. Submit the request, and I'll approve it. Also need to expand the team. We're critically understaffed. Handle the hiring yourself. Full authority. I nearly wanted to kowtow after years of Alice interrogating every paperclip purchase. Such trust felt revolutionary. Interviewing candidates proved rigorous. My high technical standards eliminated most applicants until Emily walked in. Her graduate credentials from my alma mater caught my attention. Explain how you'd optimize this code. I challenged. Her flawless response had me offering the position immediately. HR hesitated. Sir, she's qualified, but women tend to marry soon. Shouldn't we consider male candidates? When did gender become a job requirement? I stormed to Michael. Your call entirely. He reassured. No corporate meddling. On Emily's first day, she nervously invited me to dinner. Let me treat the new hire. I countered. Over tea toasts. Her voice wavered. Mr. Wilson, I know you fought for me. After countless rejections for being female, Emily, I interrupted gently. Your skills earn this. Make them regret doubting you. Her determined smile mirrored my younger self. Later, scrolling through Kevin's social media posts, I finally understood true professional fulfillment. My gorgeous boss is so thoughtful. Not only did she bring me back to hang out, but she also bought me a bunch of stuff. I'd work for her forever. The post showed 2 return flight tickets and a pile of luxury shopping bags. Alice commented below, well, you're just too good. Big sis has to spoil you. Not like certain people who only piss me off. They don't deserve it. I liked the post and closed the app. Alice would probably notice I'd left soon enough. The next morning, Alice's call jolted me awake. John, where have you been these days when I wasn't home? Her tone carried its usual edge, but I caught a flicker of panic beneath it. You thought I'd collapse without you? Let me make this clear. I'm not just surviving. I'm thriving. The confidence I'd built in this new chapter steadied my voice. Her breathing hitched audibly before she softened. Honey, we fight sometimes. But divorce? It's just Kevin. I only see him as a kid brother. My heart's always. Stop. I cut her off. Whatever you're about to say, save it. This divorce is happening. Sign the papers now, or we'll let the courts decide. The stunned silence told me she'd never heard me this resolute. John, you know my company's about to go public. Her voice frayed. A divorce scandal now could tank everything. Ice flooded my veins. Of course, her precious IPO mattered more than us. I hung up without another word. Those days of living under her thumb were over. Throwing myself into work, I rebuilt my team to overhaul our tech infrastructure. Emily proved unstoppable within weeks. She outshone every man in the R&D department, becoming our lead problem solver. Even Michael praised my hiring instincts during strategy meetings. Life finally felt purposeful, until Alice stormed into Michael's office. By the time I arrived, she was jabbing a manicured finger at his desk. Real classy. Mr. Brown, poaching my own husband. Michael leaned back, unfazed. Ms. Smith, I didn't steal anyone. You treated John like a trophy husband. I'm utilizing real talent. Enough. Alice whirled toward me, desperation cracking her icy composure. There you are? I've been worried sick. Come home, we'll fix this privately. I recoiled from her reaching hand. How many times? We're done. Do you even see me as a human being? Her cheeks flushed scarlet. John, please thou change. Don't do this. Too late. I turned to Michael. We're busy here. As security escorted her out, I finally breathed. For the first time in years. The air felt clean. Alice Smith's commotion caused quite a stir, with office whispers circulating everywhere. I found myself drowning in indescribable emotions. Emily handed me a coffee. John, don't mind others' judgment. Stay true to yourself. I looked up into the young woman's resolute eyes, offering a grateful smile before downing the bitter brew that somehow left sweetness lingering. Leaving work, I found Alice waiting outside with dogged persistence. John, I acted rashly today. Let me treat you to dinner. Avoiding eye contact would solve nothing. This emotional closure needed to happen. The upscale restaurant felt alien after years of estranged meals. My wife had always been too busy climbing corporate ladders, socializing, chasing fortunes. Our marriage had long been a hollow shell. Kevin's appearance merely hastened its collapse. When Alice timidly asked my preferences, I mechanically ordered without considering her tastes. a stark contrast to decades of accommodation. She produced a velvet box containing a diamond-encrusted gold watch. Darling, Kevin shouldn't have taken your timepiece. This new model's triple the price. Please forgive me. Her trembling voice revealed unfamiliar vulnerability. But she'd never understood. The original watch's value lay in symbolizing her past devotion, not monetary worth. I extended my wrist, displaying a simple sports watch. Emily gifted this after her first paycheck. Sincere gestures matter more. Alice's mascara threatened to smudge as she pleaded through quivering lips. I've been terrified of aging, of mortality. Kevin made me feel youthful again with his charm, but my heart always remained yours. Her tears stirred nothing within me. People treasure things only after losing them. I stated flatly. Our stories ended. Alice, let's part with dignity. After prolonged silence, she choked out agreement, watching her sign divorce papers with shaking hands. I declined every cent of her fortune. The weight lifted as we closed this chapter. Two strangers finally releasing ghosts of what once was. Alice couldn't believe I wasn't claiming any assets in the divorce. Her jaw dropped. John, you're really giving up the shares? If my company goes public, those initial stocks could make you financially free overnight. I smirked coolly. I never loved you for your money, but for who you are, rich or poor. It didn't matter. Now that my feelings are gone, your fortune means nothing to me. Alice froze, genuine shock flashing through her eyes. Holding the signed divorce papers, I felt 10 pounds lighter. See you at City Hall in 30 days. Moonlight bathed the streets as I exited the restaurant. My phone buzzed with Emily's message. Mr. Wilson, supermoon tonight. Make a wish, they say it's extra powerful. I chuckled at the glowing orb above. The silver light did look particularly enchanting now that Alice was out of my life. Michael cornered me later with his signature, nosy grin. Seriously? You walked away from generational wealth? Alice is loaded. I raised an eyebrow. Want to chase after her yourself? The field's wide open now. God, no. Michael threw up his hands. That ice queen? Only you could simp for a decade like that. His words stung more than I'd admit. Maybe my unconditional devotion really had looked pathetic to others. Emily knocked as our new software system crashed again. Priority bug. Mr. Wilson. Michael slipped out with a wink. Don't let me interrupt your work. Fix this and your team gets double bonuses. I declared. After days of troubleshooting, we finally stabilized the program. The professional victory eased my divorce wounds better than any whiskey. At our final divorce appointment, Alice arrived impeccably dressed, but with shadows under her eyes. Kevin hovered protectively beside her. Surprisingly, seeing her assistant no longer ignited my old jealousy. I wish you happiness, I said pointedly, glancing at Kevin. Alice opened her mouth, but stayed silent. Boarding my flight later, I bid farewell to this city I called home for 10 years. Back at the office, colleagues teased my rejuvenated appearance. Botox, they joked. I shook my thermos of goji berries. Secrets in the antioxidants. Emily stifled a laugh. She'd gifted me the berries after lecturing about self-care for 30-somethings. That evening over dinner, moonlight filtering through the bistro windows. Emily leaned forward. What did you wish for during the supermoon? I met her gaze. To find someone who'd stay through silver hair and wrinkles. Oh God, I'm sorry. She flushed, thinking she'd stirred painful memories. I pulled her close mid-apology. The real wish had already come true. Her startled laughter against my shoulder proved brighter than any moon. If by the one you mean yourself? Emily was startled by my gesture, but quickly composed herself. Her big, dewy eyes met mine. Are you serious? She asked. I tightened my embrace around her waist. Would I hold you like this if I weren't? Do I seem like someone who plays around? Tears welled up in Emily's eyes as she clung to me fiercely. That day, I went to Emily's workstation to retrieve some documents. Finding her absent, I began searching through her desk in haste. My eyes fell upon her private journal entry. Will John ever like me? He's so endearing with his thermos of goji berry tea. What should I do? I think I'm falling harder every day. Do wishes made to the moon really come true? Discovering Emily's feelings stunned me. I'd long admired her too, though our age difference made me hesitate. This wonderful woman deserved no more delays. For the rest of our lives, I vowed to cherish her properly. The Smith family enterprise ultimately failed to go public. Competitors leaked news of Alice's divorce, thoughtfully including her entanglement with Kevin in their online expose. Public outcry erupted. Existing investor bias against female executives combined with salacious gossip created a perfect storm. 2 days before the IPO, the offering collapsed. Alice's get-rich-quick fantasy evaporated. Truthfully, her current wealth could sustain a comfortable living without public trading. Yet insatiable ambition drove her to bribe officials, resulting in criminal charges. As Alice entered prison, her life's work crumbled. Kevin vanished after embezzling substantial assets, leaving chaos behind. Through intermediaries, Alice requested a meeting. I declined without hesitation while vacuuming our living room, watching Emily play with our giggling infant. Sunlight streamed through the windows as laughter filled the air. This radiant reality needed no revisiting past shadows. My future glowed too brightly for old ghosts. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more exciting stories. And drop your thoughts on this one in the comments. See you next time.